Hello, my friends. Welcome back to SWT English Learning. Today, we will do shadowing practice together. Shadowing means listening carefully and repeating what you hear. You copy my rhythm, you copy my voice, you copy the sounds of English. This will help you speak faster, smoother, and with confidence. Are you ready? Let's begin. The morning is quiet. The air is fresh. The sun is rising. The sky is pink. The birds are singing. Their voices are clear. I open my window. The wind is cool. The trees are green. The leaves move slowly. I take a deep breath. The air feels clean. I stretch my arms. I feel awake. The world feels new. I walk outside. The ground is soft. The grass is wet. My shoes make small sounds. A cat is sitting near the wall. The cat is white. Its eyes are blue. The cat jumps and runs. I smile at the cat. The cat disappears quickly. I walk down the street. The houses are tall. The windows are wide. Some doors are red. Some doors are green. I hear footsteps. A man is walking fast. He holds a bag. The bag is heavy. The man looks tired. I say, "Hello." He nods and smiles. A bicycle passes by. The wheels turn quickly. The rider wears a yellow shirt. He looks happy. He whistles a song. The sound is cheerful. I listen for a moment. Then I keep walking. I reach a small shop. The shop sells bread. The bread smells good. The bread is warm. I buy a loaf. The bread is soft. I taste a piece. It is delicious. The flavor is sweet. The crust is thin. I feel satisfied. Next to the shop, I see a flower stand. The flowers are bright. Roses are red. Lilies are white. Tulips are yellow. The smell is gentle. A woman is selling flowers. She arranges them carefully. I buy one rose. I hold it in my hand. The petals are soft. The color is deep. The smell is strong. It makes me smile. I continue walking. The road is long. The trees give shade. Children play near the park. They run and laugh. One boy kicks a ball. The ball rolls near me. I stop it with my foot. The boy thanks me. I pass the ball back. He runs happily. His friends cheer loudly. I look at the sky. The clouds are white. They move slowly. The sun shines bright. I feel warm. I drink some water. The water is cool. It feels good in my throat. I take another step. The day is just beginning. I feel calm. I feel ready.
I keep walking down the street, and the morning becomes brighter with every step I take. Shops begin to open slowly, and the sound of shutters rolling up echoes through the street. I notice the smell of fresh tea coming from a small cafe at the corner. Inside, a man is pouring tea into glass cups, and the steam rises gently into the air. Several people are already sitting at wooden tables, talking quietly while enjoying their drinks. The chairs scrape softly against the floor as more people enter. The cafe feels warm and welcoming, but I decide to continue walking because I want to see more. As I pass the cafe, I reach a wide crossing where cars wait at a red light. The engines hum together, making a low background sound. When the light turns green, the cars move forward, their wheels splashing a little water from the road. A bus filled with passengers stops nearby, and people quickly get on and off. Some hold bags full of vegetables, while others carry backpacks for work. The driver honks lightly, and the bus pulls away with a slow movement. I watch as it disappears down the road, blending into the traffic. Across the street, I see a bookstall standing under a big umbrella. The seller arranges newspapers, magazines, and storybooks neatly on the table. The colorful covers shine under the sun, and the pages rustle in the light wind. One magazine has a picture of mountains on the front, and it catches my eye. I flip through the pages, and the photographs show lakes, forests, and snowy peaks. The seller smiles and tells me it is a popular travel magazine. I decide to buy it and carefully place it in my bag. The smell of the paper mixes with the fresh morning air, and I feel curious to read later. Moving further, I enter a busy part of the street where life feels faster. A man sells roasted corn, and the golden smoke rises in the breeze. People gather around him, waiting for their turn, and the crackling sound of corn makes everyone hungry. Nearby, a woman is arranging colorful scarves on a stand. The scarves swing in the air, showing shades of blue, green, and orange. I touch one scarf, and the fabric feels smooth and cool against my hand. The woman says it's made of silk and comes from a faraway town. I thank her and continue walking, carrying the smell of roasted corn and silk perfume in my memory. The noise of the street grows louder with each step. Children laugh while chasing each other near a toy store. The glass window of the store is full of dolls, cars, and puzzles. One boy presses his face against the glass, pointing excitedly at a big red truck. His mother laughs and gently pulls him away, promising to come back later. I smile at the scene, remembering my own childhood when toys felt like treasures. After walking for a while, I arrive at a small square in the middle of the city. The square is filled with people resting, reading, or talking under the shade of tall trees. In the center, a fountain sprays water high into the air, and the drops fall like crystals. Children run around the fountain, trying to catch the falling water with their hands. Some succeed and laugh happily, while others get wet and shout happily. Old men sit on benches, reading newspapers slowly and shaking their heads at the news. Young couples hold hands and share quiet conversations, smiling at each other as if time has stopped for them. The whole square feels alive, yet peaceful at the same time. I find an empty bench under a tree and sit down for a while. The wooden bench is cool, and the shadow of the leaves dances gently on my arms. I take the travel magazine out of my bag and look at the pictures again. For a moment, I imagine myself walking through green forests, climbing snowy mountains, and breathing fresh air far away from the city. The thought makes me feel free, as if adventure is waiting just around the corner. The sun climbs higher, and the light spreads across the square, making the fountain sparkle like silver. I close the magazine and place it back in my bag, deciding to take a slow walk through the park beside the square. The park entrance has tall iron gates, painted black, with small designs of flowers and vines. When I walk inside, the noise of the city seems to soften, replaced by the gentle sounds of nature. Birds sing from the trees, leaves rustle in the breeze, and somewhere in the distance, I hear the faint laughter of children. The path through the park is made of stone, and each step feels steady beneath my shoes. On both sides, rows of flowers bloom in bright colors: red roses, yellow marigolds, and purple lavender. The smell of lavender drifts gently through the air, calming my mind as I breathe it in. A gardener kneels by the path, trimming the plants carefully with sharp scissors. His hands move with care, as if every leaf and flower deserves attention. I nod at him, and he smiles without speaking, continuing his quiet work. A little further down the path, I see a group of children flying kites in an open field. The kites dance wildly against the blue sky, their long tails swirling in circles. One kite is shaped like a dragon with red wings, while another looks like a bright yellow butterfly. The children shout and run, holding their strings tightly, trying to keep the kites high above the others. Parents sit on blankets nearby, clapping and cheering whenever a kite rises higher than the rest. The scene fills me with a light happiness, reminding me that small joys can make life feel full. As I continue walking, I reach a quiet pond at the heart of the park. The water is still and clear, reflecting the sky and trees like a mirror. A group of ducks float lazily on the surface, dipping their heads into the water for food. Two swans glide across the pond, their white feathers shining under the sunlight. People stand at the edge, throwing small pieces of bread, and the ducks gather eagerly, splashing and quacking. The swans move more gracefully, taking the food with slow, careful movements. I sit on a stone bench near the pond, enjoying the calmness of the water and the soft sound of ripples. After resting for a few minutes, I hear music coming from the other side of the park. The sound is faint at first, like a whisper carried by the wind, but it grows clearer as I walk closer. Soon I see a group of street musicians standing under a large oak tree. One man plays the guitar, another has a violin, and a woman sings with a soft, powerful voice. Her voice rises and falls beautifully, carrying emotion that seems to touch everyone nearby. A small crowd gathers, listening quietly, swaying gently to the rhythm. Some people clap their hands softly in time with the beat, while others close their eyes as if lost in the music. I stop to listen as well, leaning against a tree and letting the song surround me. The melody feels warm and comforting, like sunlight on my skin. It connects strangers in a way that words sometimes cannot. An old man next to me taps his walking stick on the ground to match the rhythm. A young girl with a balloon in her hand dances happily in small circles, smiling at her parents. For a moment, the park feels united by the same sound, the same gentle harmony. When the music ends, applause rises loudly, echoing between the trees. The musicians bow politely, thanking everyone before beginning another song. I take a deep breath, feeling lighter than before, and I realize how simple moments like these can create powerful memories. The park, the people, the music, all of it feels like a picture that will stay with me for a long time. The path curves gently, leading me deeper into the park, where the trees stand taller and the air feels cooler. Sunlight filters through the branches, painting moving patterns of light and shadow on the ground. I hear the sound of footsteps behind me, and a young couple walks past, holding hands and whispering quietly to each other. Their laughter floats through the air, soft and cheerful, adding to the gentle mood of the park. A little further ahead, I notice a man painting on a canvas set up on an easel. He wears a straw hat to shield himself from the sun, and his hand moves smoothly with the brush. On the canvas, I see bright colors forming the image of the park itself, trees, flowers, and the distant fountain. The strokes are bold yet careful, capturing the beauty of the place in his own way. A small crowd of curious people watches him, whispering and pointing, impressed by his skill. One child tugs on his mother's hand, asking if he can also paint one day. The mother smiles and nods, and the boy's eyes shine with excitement. I stand for a moment, admiring the painter's work, before moving quietly along the path. Soon I arrive at a small bridge crossing over a narrow stream. The water moves gently, clear enough to see smooth stones at the bottom. Small fish swim in groups, flashing silver when they turn. The sound of the stream is soft, almost like music as it flows under the wooden bridge. I stop in the middle of the bridge and lean on the railing, watching the water for a while. A family stands nearby, tossing crumbs into the stream, and the fish gather quickly, creating tiny ripples. The youngest child laughs loudly when the fish jump up for food, her joy echoing across the water. Crossing the bridge, I enter a quieter part of the park, where fewer people walk. Tall trees stand like guardians on both sides of the path, their branches arching overhead like a tunnel. The shade is deep and the air feels cooler, carrying the scent of earth and leaves. I hear the distant tapping of a woodpecker, the sound repeating rhythmically on a tree trunk. Somewhere far away, a dog barks, once. Then, everything becomes quiet again. This stillness feels peaceful, almost like stepping into another world hidden inside the city. As I continue walking, I reach an open meadow where the grass grows tall and sways with the wind. Butterflies move gracefully from flower to flower, their wings flashing bright colors, orange, blue, and white. A group of students sits in a circle on the grass, their books open as they study together. One girl reads aloud, while the others listen carefully, nodding and writing notes. Their teacher sits nearby, smiling proudly at their focus. The voices blend with the sounds of nature, creating a calm balance of learning and life. I sit down on the edge of the meadow and watch the sky above. A few clouds drift slowly, their shapes changing every minute. One looks like a bird, another like a mountain, and soon they change into something else. I lie back on the grass, closing my eyes for a moment, and feel the warmth of the sun on my face. The world feels large and open, yet soft and safe at the same time.
Another powerful way to make your English learning journey more exciting is by using comparison and contrast practice. This simply means you look at two things and describe how they are similar or different. It might sound simple, but it trains your brain to think in English more naturally. For example, you could compare two cities. London is bigger than Manchester, but Manchester is less crowded than London. Or you could compare two foods. Pizza is more delicious than salad, but salad is healthier than pizza. By practicing in this way, you learn adjectives, sentence structure, and new vocabulary without feeling like you are memorizing. The trick is to choose topics that interest you, maybe your favorite sports teams, your favorite movies, or even two friends. The more personal the comparison, the more likely you will remember it. Another technique is what we call expansion sentences. Take a very short sentence and expand it step by step. For example, you start with, "The dog is running." Then expand, "The big brown dog is running in the park." Next, "The big brown dog is running in the park while children are playing nearby." And then, "The big brown dog is running in the park while children are playing nearby and the sun is shining brightly in the sky." With this simple method, you can quickly build strong, complex sentences. At SWT English Learning, we always encourage you to practice speaking these expansions aloud. Don't just write them. Speaking forces your tongue and mouth to get comfortable with longer and more detailed expressions. If you do this 5 minutes a day, you'll see a huge improvement in fluency. Now, let's add another fun activity: descriptive challenges.
Take any object around you, maybe your phone, your pen, or your chair, and try to describe it in at least 10 sentences. For example, this chair is made of wood. It has 4 legs. It is painted brown. It is very strong. It is comfortable to sit on. At first, your sentences may feel simple, but as you continue, your brain will start searching for more details. The chair was made by a local carpenter. It reminds me of my grandfather's old chair. The seat is a little hard, but the backrest gives good support. Through descriptive challenges, you push yourself to notice details you would normally ignore, and your English vocabulary grows quickly. To make practice more interactive, you can also use story continuation exercises. One person begins with a sentence like, "Yesterday I met a very strange man." Then you add, "The man was carrying a large blue bag." Another sentence might be, "Inside the bag there was a mysterious box," and so on. Each new sentence takes the story in a new direction. You can do this with a partner, but you can also do it alone by recording yourself. The beauty of this method is that it combines creativity, grammar, and speaking all at once. Many learners tell us that this activity feels like a game rather than a lesson, but the results are powerful. You become faster at forming sentences, and your imagination helps you stay motivated. Another powerful way to make your English learning journey more exciting is by using comparison and contrast practice. This simply means you look at two things and describe how they are similar or different. It might sound simple, but it trains your brain to think in English more naturally. For example, you could compare two cities. London is bigger than Manchester, but Manchester is less crowded than London. Or you could compare two foods. Pizza is more delicious than salad, but salad is healthier than pizza. By practicing in this way, you learn adjectives, sentence structure, and new vocabulary without feeling like you are memorizing. The trick is to choose topics that interest you. Maybe your favorite sports teams, your favorite movies, or even two friends. The more personal the comparison, the more likely you will remember it. Another technique is what we call expansion sentences. Take a very short sentence and expand it step by step. For example, you start with, "The dog is running." Then expand, "The big brown dog is running in the park." Next, "The big brown dog is running in the park while children are playing nearby." And then, "The big brown dog is running in the park while children are playing nearby and the sun is shining brightly in the sky." With this simple method, you can quickly build strong, complex sentences. At SWT English Learning, we always encourage you to practice speaking these expansions aloud. Don't just write them. Speaking forces your tongue and mouth to get comfortable with longer and more detailed expressions. If you do this 5 minutes a day, you'll see a huge improvement in fluency. Now, let's add another fun activity: descriptive challenges. Take any object around you, maybe your phone, your pen, or your chair, and try to describe it in at least 10 sentences. For example, this chair is made of wood. It has 4 legs. It is painted brown. It is very strong. It is comfortable to sit on. At first, your sentences may feel simple, but as you continue, your brain will start searching for more details. The chair was made by a local carpenter. It reminds me of my grandfather's old chair. The seat is a little hard, but the backrest gives good support. Through descriptive challenges, you push yourself to notice details you would normally ignore, and your English vocabulary grows quickly. To make practice more interactive, you can also use story continuation exercises. One person begins with a sentence like, "Yesterday I met a very strange man." Then you add, "The man was carrying a large blue bag." Another sentence might be, "Inside the bag there was a mysterious box," and so on. Each new sentence takes the story in a new direction. You can do this with a partner, but you can also do it alone by recording yourself.
The beauty of this method is that it combines creativity, grammar, and speaking all at once. Many learners tell us that this activity feels like a game rather than a lesson, but the results are powerful. You become faster at forming sentences, and your imagination helps you stay motivated.
Another excellent method to strengthen your English is practicing with role-play situations. This means you act out real-life conversations as if you were living them. For example, imagine you are in a restaurant. You can practice both sides of the dialogue. "Good evening, sir. May I take your order?" "Yes, please. I'd like a grilled chicken sandwich and a glass of orange juice." "Certainly. Would you like any side dishes with that?" "Yes, fries, please." When you do this kind of practice, you don't just learn vocabulary, you also learn tone, rhythm, and polite expressions. You can role-play many situations: ordering food, asking for directions, booking a hotel, buying tickets, or even interviewing for a job. The more you practice these scenarios, the more confident you will feel when the real situation comes. Another strategy is paraphrasing practice. Paraphrasing means saying the same idea in a different way. For example, "I am very tired today" can also be said as "I feel exhausted today," or "I don't have much energy today." This is a skill that advanced speakers use all the time. It shows flexibility in your English and helps you when you forget a certain word. If you can't remember exhausted, you can still explain by saying, "I feel very tired." Practicing paraphrasing regularly makes your speaking smoother and keeps conversations flowing naturally. At SWT English Learning, we suggest a fun activity for this. Take one simple sentence from a book or website and try to say it in 5 different ways. For example, "She is happy." "She feels joyful." "She looks cheerful." "She is in a good mood." "She seems delighted." This exercise helps you learn synonyms and keeps your English more colorful and interesting. Another great habit is listening and shadowing. Shadowing means listening to a sentence and immediately repeating it exactly as you hear it. Choose a podcast, a YouTube video, or even a movie scene in English. Play one line, then pause, and repeat it in the same tone and speed. If the actor says, "I can't believe this is happening," you repeat, "I can't believe this is happening," copying their pronunciation and rhythm. At first, this may feel difficult, but with daily practice, your mouth and ears will begin to coordinate better. It's like training your muscles. Many learners say this method is one of the fastest ways to improve fluency and sound natural. Another powerful idea is daily storytelling practice. At the end of each day, take 2 minutes to tell yourself a short story about what happened. For example, "Today I woke up late. I quickly got ready and went to university. My professor gave us a surprise quiz. After class, I met my friend for lunch. We talked about our weekend plans. In the evening, I watched a new TV show and relaxed." This habit allows you to practice past tense, build confidence, and create a routine where English becomes part of your daily life. Over time, you'll notice that your ability to recall words improves dramatically, and speaking English feels as natural as speaking your own language. Another highly effective approach to improving your English is question and answer training. This is where you ask yourself a question and then try to answer it in different ways. For example, the question could be, "What do you like to do on weekends?" One answer could be, "I like to read books and watch movies." Another answer, "Sometimes I go to the park and play football with my friends." Another, "On weekends, I usually spend time with my family and cook new dishes." By practicing 3 or 4 answers to the same question, you prepare yourself for real conversations. In real life, people don't always ask you the exact same way, so having multiple ways to answer makes you flexible and confident.
Another excellent habit is word association games. Choose one word, like summer, and then try to connect it with other words. Summer, hot, beach, holiday, ice cream, swimming, travel, sunshine. This helps your brain build connections, and you remember vocabulary much faster. You can even turn this into a speaking exercise by making sentences. In summer, the weather is hot. Many people go to the park. Families like to travel during summer holidays. I enjoy eating ice cream when the sun is shining. You should also spend time on reading aloud practice. Take a short paragraph from a book, article, or even subtitles from a video, and read it out loud slowly. Pay attention to how your voice rises and falls, how words are connected, and how punctuation changes the rhythm. Reading aloud not only improves your pronunciation, but also strengthens your confidence in speaking. Another activity that we encourage at SWT English Learning is picture description practice. Find a photo online, maybe a busy market, a family picnic, or a crowded train station, and describe everything you see. For example, there are many people in the market. A man is selling fresh vegetables. 2 children are eating ice cream. A woman is carrying a red bag. The weather looks sunny and bright. This practice develops your ability to think quickly in English and improves your vocabulary for daily situations. Finally, one of the most powerful methods to stay consistent is to combine learning with your hobbies. If you like sports, follow sports news in English. If you enjoy cooking, watch English cooking shows. If you love technology, read tech blogs in English. When you mix your personal interests with English practice, learning never feels boring. It becomes part of your lifestyle. Remember, fluency is not built in one day. It is the result of small, consistent steps. Just like exercise, you don't become strong after one workout, but after many days of practice, your strength grows. English is the same. Every sentence you practice, every word you repeat, every story you tell brings you closer to confidence. At SWT English Learning, our goal is to give you tools, techniques, and inspiration so that you never stop growing. Stay motivated, practice every day, and believe in yourself. The journey may take time, but the results will surprise you. Your English will not only improve, it will open doors to opportunities, friendships, and experiences around the world.